Well, good morning. It's Tuesday morning, not quite 7 o'clock yet. Um, I'm going to give us another Mel's morning coffee talk. I woke up in the middle of the night and somehow I forgot to turn my brain off. And it just wheels were turning. And I've had that experience most of my life where it seems that my brain wants to go back and review things and possibly pick up some things that I may have missed during the course of my normal day because I'm busy doing other things, and so I'm not always thinking deeply. You know. So anyway, so this is where my brain was at. Um, I'm gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I don't have to do this really professional. I just do what I do, and it's just for fun. But I do hope to leave a little thought with you. I'm going to share my screen for just a bit here. Um, I created a new short video in the gospel series, and you can see it over here in the top left hand corner. It's over there somewhere. It's the teaching on the parables, and the parable teaching that I did on was concerning forgiveness, where Jesus spoke about the need to be forgiving, to fully experience forgiveness ourselves. And not that I was going to make it a part of that teaching, and not that I'm going to be teaching on all the parables, but like I said, in the middle of the night, the parables started flashing through my head, and I got to the parables in Luke 15, and there's the parable of the lost sheep. And you can see it here. What man of you having 100 sheep, if he lose one of them, does not leave the 99 in the wilderness, go after that which is lost until he finds it? I guess in my mind, I've always had this vision of Jesus being the shepherd going after the lost sheep. I've seen pictures of Jesus going through the woods. And, people have said, Jesus will leave the 99. But that's not what the parable says. What man of you? I am the one that's supposed to go after the lost sheep. I'm the one that's supposed to leave the 99 and go into the wilderness looking for the lost sheep. But that's not even what my brain gave me last night. When I find that lost sheep, I should, in verse 5, when he findeth, he layeth on his shoulders, rejoicing, happy, joyful, giggling. I don't have sheep. My grandkids have dog, and they lose that dog all the time. And when they find that dog, they're always come back, and it's noise and happy, and the dog's back, the dog's back. And this is what we find here. When he comes home, this is what my brain told me. He calls together his friends and neighbors. How often do I call together my friends and neighbors and say to them, rejoice with me. We have a new brother or sister in the church. Somebody that was lost has been saved, and we're going to have a party in the church. I'm sitting out here on the back porch where yesterday we had a party. It was my granddaughter Amari's 7th birthday. You can still see happy birthday above my head. I understand having a party in the home and the joy and the happiness and the running around and the giggling and all of the camaraderie that we feel. And it's a beautiful thing. What I get in this parable is turning the shepherd's house into a party place. for the neighbors. Go down to the parable of the lost coin. It's in verse 8. Either that woman having 10 pieces of silver, if she loses one piece, she lights a candle, she sweeps the house, she seeks diligently till she finds it. And again, this is what my brain told me. When she finds it, she doesn't put it in her pocket. She doesn't stick it in her purse. She doesn't lock it in the safe. She calls her friends and neighbors. And this is what my brain told me. Who's calling their friends and neighbors to say, come and have a party with me? That which is lost has been found. Sadly, too often, people come to the Lord. They get saved in church. And the next time we see them in church, they come by themselves. They come alone. That's not the plan of God, according to what I'm reading here. They should come with their friends and their family and their neighbors. And not only that, we should be inviting our friends and our families and our neighbors, saying, we're having a party at the Father's house. We would like you to come and rejoice with us. And we're going to be sharing our stories of how we were lost coins, we were lost sheep. The prodigal son, we go right into it here. A certain man had 2 sons. And we're familiar with the story, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you know that when the son was found, in verse 22, but the father said to his servants, bring forth the best robe, put it on him, put a ring on his finger, on his hand, shoes on his feet, bring hither the fatted calf, let us eat and be merry. My son was dead, is alive. He was lost and is found, and we're going to make merry. We are going to have a party in the Father's house. And we're going to invite our friends, our neighbors, our family to come and rejoice and be happy and share in this with us. But we know how that the elder son didn't like that. And so the elder son, he got bent out of shape, and he said, let's take a look at it here. In verse 28, the elder son was angry. He would not go. Therefore came the father out to entreat him. And he answered and said to his father, these many years do I serve thee, neither transgress I any time my commandment. Yet you never gave me a kid that I might make merry with my friends. The elder son never invited his friends to church. The elder son never had a party in the Father's house. And he's blaming the father. It's not God's job for us to have a party in the Father's house. We're the ones that are supposed to make the party. We're the ones that are supposed to set out the feast. We're the ones that are supposed to cook the food. We're the ones that are supposed to invite our neighbors and our friends. Oh, the coffee is good this morning. It's cold out here. That's why I've got my jacket on. I hope you got something from this. When I was teaching on the parables in the short video that I prepared yesterday, the day before, it became really obvious to me that Jesus, in teaching the parables on forgiveness, constantly brought up this theme of forgiveness is really predicated upon being forgiven. And forgiven is predicated upon forgiving others. There's just this grace for grace thing. Grace, grace. Show a little love, receive a little love. The woman who came and washed Jesus' feet with her hair and cried. Simon, who had the house, was all bent out of shape. We see that over and over again. Is it unforgiveness? Is it bitterness? Is it something that we hold that holds us back? I'm done here. Lord bless.